people. It is your friendly neighborhood Ema X back with we're gonna call this segment Talk About It Tuesday. That's what popped into my head. That's what the ancestors had to say. So we finna get into it. We finna talk about it. Okay, so in order to get started today, we are going to rock out with our 128 hertz tuning fork to kind of cleanse the energy, get it in a space of anointing it for rituals. So we'll just go ahead and do a quick sound cleanse. So we'll do three. And one more again. And alrighty. Let that fully resonate out. Don't want to disrespect the tuning fork and stop its vibration before it's done. There's something to be said for that, letting things flow and stay in motion. But yeah, let's get into it. So today we are going to be using, let me just kind of move this back so it's a little bit less in the way of where the cards are going to be. All right, all right, all right. How's everybody doing? Everybody had a blessed Tuesday? I had a good day. It was a bit of a more laid back day. Yesterday I went super hard with just like lots of things. This is my inexplicably huge cup of hibiscus tea. You should get you some. It does wonders energetically and also just taste wise. Have you tasted it? Have you tasted sorrel? Like, you know what I'm saying? With some ginger and honey, like it's a whole vibe. But yeah, without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and get into these cards. So, ancestors, angels, spirit guides. What messages do you have for us today from the Rebel deck? And I was thinking of kind of making this reading be somewhat sacral chakra related. So just in terms of passion, creative energies. Oh, peace to the gold. Yeah, in terms of passions, creative energies. So let's just. Okay. So, in regards to messages of creativity and sacral chakra energy, we have three cards that popped out. So the first of which is stop fucking whining. It says no one wants to listen to that shit. Complaining makes you weak. You have the strength to change your world, so do it. I think that this is an excellent message to come out in regards to our creativity, because often we are waiting for the world to be perfect, for the right circumstances to be into place. It's like, well, yeah, but when I get this or when I get that, and a lot of times we can just start where we are. A lot of times we just need to stop fucking whining and get to it, because we have the strength to change worlds. A lot of times we're just not taking the necessary steps and actions to do so. So it's like, do it. Step into that. Like, you know, stop fucking whining about it. It's like, as much as we would like for things to be an ideal sort of way, we don't really have no control over that. All we have control over is what we have control over. So instead of putting energy into talking about the things we don't like about the situation, which a lot of times we can't change. It's just like do what you can, like I'm saying, to change that reality, to either change your perception of it if it's something that you can physically change. um Change your perception of it and be like, okay, yeah, this is an intolerable thing that's happening, but it's finite, it's got an end date, or like this is what I'm going to do about it when I can do things about it. So it's just about being action oriented, being growth oriented, and not about, just staying stagnant in the energy. You know what I'm saying? Don't settle for a situation. Don't settle for a situation but then complain about it the whole time. It's like you have the strength to change your world, so do it. Don't be one of those people. Nobody likes that guy. Don't be that guy. Nobody likes that guy who's like sits there and complains about the shit. Like they will sit there and talk your ear off about why the shit is intolerable, and then wake up and go to that job that day, and then get off the phone with you and go lay next to that person, and then like, insert things that people settle for. You know what I'm saying? Insert things that people complain about and act like they don't have the power to change, but they actually do. So yeah, as a species, we need to cut that shit out. I endeavor not to do it, but y'all look. I was being nice. I said we that time. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't just like y'all be. No, as a whole human species, we need to stop doing that shit, complaining about shit, and then not actually taking no actionable steps. Because a lot of times, people do not change things because they think that it's what they deserve. They think that it's the best that they can do. They think that they don't actually have the strength to change it. They think that it's just like they've got to deal with. They think that all they can do is vent about it. All they can do is get this latest set of annoyances off their chest so that they can go and get a new set of annoyances tomorrow. Like, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, no, life is too short for that. Life is too short to be complaining about something, and settling for things that we don't want. And you know why? And you know why? Because of our second card that we pulled, which is you're the shit. And don't you forget it. Like that Glenn Lewis song, which is an excellent song. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're the shit. That's why it's you have to stop fucking whining. It's like because you're doing yourself a disservice. You are amazing. You're amazing. Whoever is tuned in watching this, whoever catches it in the future, if you come across it, just, you know what I'm saying, in any of its life across, the time that it's on YouTube, like you're the ish. Big girl, big boy, like, you know what I'm saying, big dog, like however you identify, like, you know what I'm saying, you are, the sugar honey iced tea, you all that and a bag of chips, you like, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You have everything that you need. That's why you need to stop fucking whining, because you have everything that you need. It's just about not forgetting it. It's just about remembering it in all of your actions and embodying it in all of your actions. And not saying to be like, coming from a space of ego and like, but there is something to be said for walking in your power. There is something to be said for knowing who you are and bringing that to the table at any given point in time, especially in regards to, your creativity. Like, the spark of God that is within you is the part of you that is like the creator. It's the artist part of you. It's the part of you that seeks to express through various mediums. And yeah, you're the shit. And it's like everybody is creative and talented in their own way. Like some people are amazing painters, and some people are amazing sculptors. Some people are amazing, like they make like really pretty food presentation. Like there's so many just various obscure things. Like some people are the world's best knitters. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like there's so many different mediums of creation. Like do you work with yarn? Like some people make amazing like embroidery and rugs, do shit with a piano, and like all of it is valid, and all of it is, and all of it is beautiful, and all of it contributes to the tapestry that is humanity. You know what I'm saying? And it's all in order for all of us to reach our. Okay, we're back in business. All right. In order for all of us our highest potential, everybody needs to be doing their thing. Everybody needs to be, embodying their creator self. Just because it brings you joy. Like a lot of times I know we live in this very capitalistic space that's like, oh, monetize everything. Like you do something, get people to pay you to do it. And it's like, okay. It's like, no, that's like, don't you want to like have passive income? Like, don't you want to, it's like, not everything has to be about money. Some things can just be about joy. Like hair is one of those things for me that like I baby. It's soothing for me. It like is fun for my OCD. It's just like bringing order to chaos. It's just like, oh yes. We don't do those type of restrictions on this channel. You can come here and like your absolute like in your absolute rawest form, and you will be loved up on and accepted and seen for the beauty that is you. You know why? Because you're the shit. It didn't say you're the shit when your hair's done. It didn't say you the shit when you throw that shit on. It didn't say you the shit on like that one Tuesday when like you didn't burn the food. It's like, no, like you the shit all the time. You wake up and that's who you are. It's in you. It's not on you. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's just a matter of remembering it, and honoring your own particular brand of what you bring to the table. Because as we were talking about, everybody's unique. And, there's that famous quote that's like, if you judge a fish by its ability to fly, the fish is going to think that it's like ridiculous. And a lot of times, I feel like we don't know necessarily the things that we're good at because we don't get a chance to explore them. We don't get a chance to really experiment and try out all the different things. Like if you are like an amazing bass player, but like you've been trying to like play the saxophone, you might think that you're not good at music. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like you just haven't found your instrument. You might be out here trying to be a painter and just getting really, really frustrated. And you might be like an amazing like pencil sketch artist, or you might be like an amazing sculptor. And I think that's why so much of life is about play and adventure and discovering. Like go to a paint and sip, and you might find out you the next Picasso out this piece. Like you never know what talents might be lurking beneath the surface. And you don't, even if you don't want to do like a paint and sip, just the dollar store be having very cheap craft supplies and stuff. I know because I be in there. So you can go and get you like some little acrylic paints, like a little couple brushes, like the canvas, all for like under $10, and just have like your own little paint and sip and draw whatever's on your to your heart's content. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or just do an abstract painting. It don't even have to be anything. It can be like just colors on a canvas, and you don't have to do nothing with it, but you could like it and finish it and hang it up in your house and just be like, yeah, I painted that. It makes me happy. And that enough. Who told us that that wasn't enough? Who told us that that had less value and that it wasn't worthy and worthwhile? Capitalism, the system that makes you feel like unless you are like with every second of every day that you're wasting time and life force, because life is about productivity and like monetize, like build a funnel, like it's just insane. It's insane, and they'll drive you insane if you let them. Like don't let them make you forget that you're the shit. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to go to a job that you hate. Like don't let them do that. Don't do that. And the next card is drop the fucking ego. Vulnerability is hot as fuck. Like, and I think that that ties into the creativity because it's like a lot of times we think of ego as like bravado and like, oh yeah, I'm the shit and like da 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 da. But a lot of times ego will stop us from doing things because it's scared that we aren't actually as good as we think. Like your ego sometimes is scared that you're not the shit. Your ego is the part of you that sometimes listens to people when it tells them that like, oh yeah, like you can't do that. So you might make stuff and then never show nobody. You might, create things and then never share them because you're scared of what people are gonna think or like how people are gonna judge you. And that's where it's like, nah, bro, drop the fucking ego. Vulnerability is hot as fuck. Like, do that, like share that, show that. Like that's another part of the sacral chakra creative energy is like, no, like share that with the world because you never know who you might inspire. You never know who might be touched by it. You never know who might think it's cool as shit and just be like, yo, that's really freaking dope. Like I never would have thought to do that, how you did that. Or like I just love it. Like I something I've always wanted to do, but I was always scared to do. Like getting outside of our comfort zones often requires us to drop the ego. Like understanding that we're the shit often requires us to drop the ego. And I know that seems counterintuitive because it's like, no, my ego is the part of me that thinks I'm the shit. And it's like, no, no, your ego is the part of you that's scared that you're not really all the things that you think you are. But vulnerability will teach you that when you step outside of your comfort zone, when you step into just the space of knowing who you are, your talents, what you bring to the table, your passions, the things that make you just feel alive and have joy. They all require a certain amount of vulnerability, whether it is love, whether it is something just simple as like, oh yeah, I went skydiving. Like, yeah, you had to be vulnerable. You had to trust the people at the skydiving place that they like packed your parachute correctly. Like anything that we do in this world that has a certain level of intensity to experience versus it requires you to drop the ego and not care about how you're perceived. Like sometimes you gotta not be scared of how you're going to be perceived when you step out on the dance floor, and you just got to get out there. And you never know that like people might be like, oh, like you are killing it, because a lot of times fear is what's holding us back. Fear be lying to you, like, I'm saying, false expectations appearing real. It be sitting up here lying to you, making you think that it's something that it's not. And it's like, once you actually once you actually drop the ego and get around that shit, you sit back and you're like, wait, that wasn't actually as scary as I thought it was. It like the vulnerability didn't burn as much as I thought it would. Like, so, and a lot of times this comes in, especially when it comes to issues of just emotional honesty. Like our ego is the part of us that doesn't feel like we can be open and honest because it's scared of like, well, how are they going to react? Like, what if they think we're this? Or like, what if we think they think we're that? Or like, what if they perceive us this way that this previous person perceived us? And like all sorts of things that can cloud your judgment. But vulnerability is hot as fuck. Honesty is attractive. Truth, the truth will set you free a lot of times. So it's just about stepping into that and understanding that you're the shit, so you don't have nothing to be afraid of. And if whatever this particular brand of you isn't the perfect fit for this situation, or these particular people don't recognize like what you put forth, then that just means that that's not your people. And as much as that can be painful, because nobody likes perceived rejection, but a lot of times that's just protection in terms of things that we think are like, oh man, it's a shame that didn't work out, but that not working out could lead to something that is for you working out. So we're going to do another 3 shuffle, 3 card pull. Hey, I hope you guys are enjoying the reading so far. It'd be fun to like rock out with y'all. And anybody who is joining us from over on TikTok, welcome. Hope you are enjoying the longer format reading. Okay. First card we have here is You Do You. Stop trying to change people. That shit never works. And I think that's an excellent message as far as sacral chakra energy, as far as creativity. Because I feel like a lot of the strife in the world is born of people trying to control each other, people trying to change each other, people trying to make people's passions all align in a similar way, make people, you know, all kind of fall in line with the same programming and with the same alignment, where it's like, no, everybody is so different. Some you like That's why the best thing you can do a lot of times is is to just be you unapologetically, because that way you can, like, you know, kind of figure out where you align and where you belong and what shakes out with that. Yeah, trying to change people never works. The only thing that we can control is ourselves. Like, everything outside of that is largely an illusion. Like, you think that you can control some things outside of yourself. And you can't. Like, isn't that what Nemo's dad said? You think that you can do these things, Nemo, but you can't. Like, you can't control other people. You can't control how they react to things. So all you can do is do you and let the chips fall where they may, because they will fall exactly where they are supposed to. Um, yeah, they're going to fall exactly where they're supposed to. So don't be trying to be anything that you're not. Don't be trying to make anybody else be anything that they're not, because it's like a live and let live type of energy could really be cultivated. Like, yo, don't try to change me. I won't try to change you. I am, you know, accepting of who you are. Like, it doesn't, you like, one of my favorite phrases that has allowed me to be like much more tolerant, because like I used to be very much like like part of me wanting to save everybody was just like, why can't people like just get it together? And I used to want more for people than they wanted for themselves. And once I realized that, like, I couldn't force people to, like, you know, be the best of themselves. One of my favorite phrases is, what you eat doesn't make me shit. Like, at the end of the day, like, what you choose to experience does not have to dictate what I experience within my reality. So at the point in time where I understand that, it's like, no, you do you and I'll do me, and then, like, it'll just be what it's supposed to be. It could all be so simple. Like, you know what I'm saying? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about how it could all be so simple if people would just stay in their lane and stop trying to change other people. That goes for friends, that goes for lovers, and that's why it don't do no good to complain about situations. Sometimes you just gotta get the fuck, because you can't change people, and you can't make people want to change if they don't want to. You can't make that job, like the manager, stop being a douche if that's just who he is. Like, you can't even make the job get you a new manager if that's the person that they said they want for the job. Like, you know what I'm saying? So in a world where you can't control all of those other circumstances and things, sometimes all you can do is do you and do what's best for you unapologetically. That is self-love and self-care at the highest level. Sometimes is getting the fuck on from situations that are not for your highest and greatest good. All right, so next card. Stop sleeping so damn much. Wake up. You are missing some cool shit. And now for some of us that might be literal because like, when you be depressed and whatnot, you do have a tendency to oversleep and like listen, it bees like that sometimes. It bees like that. Who really wants to be awake for this shit? Like sometimes I get it. I get it. Like I dealt with depression for like a number of years. So I understand that some days you just don't have it for this reality. Like some days you're just like, my dreams are just a better realm right now. And I respect that. I get that because you're still here. You still decided to wake up. So like you decided to come back. That is commendable because like it can be hard. What's the shorty saying that one song? Like Earth is ghetto, I wanna leave. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's real sometimes. But I also take this in a metaphorical sense of like sleeping on yourself. Like stop sleeping so much. You are missing some cool shit. And sometimes the cool shit is opportunities and things meant for you that, you sleeping on yourself is not allowing you to see, or even if you do see, you're not being accepting of them because you're like, oh, I don't think that I can do that, or like, oh, I don't know how I'll like, just insert doubt. And that's where it's like, no, wake up. You are missing some cool shit. Like, and sometimes the cool shit that you're missing is just you be sleeping on yourself. You be sleeping on what you learned about. Like, no, like wake up. The Most High has blessed all of us with a unique skill set and talents. Everybody's talented. It's one of my favorite things about since I relocated to New Orleans is just how unapologetic people here are about their talents. I've been to other cities where people are talented, but I've just never been to places where everyday people just know who they are at like a baseline with the same level of like, oh no, I'm really good at this. Like I always knew I was really good at this, and like that's just what I'm good at. And that's like my thing that I do. And it might not be something that they have to do on like a grand scale or get like large recognition from, but they know it and it brings them joy. Like people down here do not be sleeping on themselves. Like they do not. Like they be really embodying their whole full selves with bold big energy. It's one of my favorite things about being down here, because the Northeast, you know what I'm saying, growing up in the cold and whatnot, it'll make you kind of tight. It'll make you kind of, you know not feel like you can be too big or too boisterous because people want to tell you and ask you like who you think you is. But down here people ask you who you think you is, you be like, oh, you don't know my people. I come from this person and that person and they had a big personality. And then my grandpappy, he was like, you know what I'm saying, so they carry it a little bit different. And not saying that there aren't people like that up north, but the culture isn't as conducive to it. The culture isn't as warm and as welcoming for that type of energy unless you have got like some money. Now, if you got some money and you from up north, you can act like that all day. But if you just like on some regular like I go to work, I come home, people will be like, this motherfucker think they this, that, and the third. And it's like, no, that's really what they are. Like you think that they're not. Like you're the one. Like they're out here being it. That's who they are being every day. You try and tell them that they not. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, nah, stop sleeping on yourself. You can't change whether other people stop sleeping on you. That's outside of your control. That's why all you can do is do you and make sure that you wake the fuck up so you don't miss the cool shit. Because people will sleep through their blessings and people will sleep through your blessings. People will sleep on you and not know who you are until they wake up to you just being already at the finish line on some tortoise in the hare shit. Like, wake up. I was so ahead. I took a nap. These niggas wake up. You at the finish line. You done passed them. And they like, yeah, you missed some cool shit. You missed all the cool shit of me passing you and being like, hit my stride on these niggas. Like, anyway, let's get into this next card. Gonna have some tea. Oh, so good. So good. All right. Next card is time to let go. Move the fuck on. You do you. Stop trying to change shit and people because it don't work. So you know what you got to do then? Let go and move the fuck on. Like, your sacral chakra is about your passions. It's about the things that make you feel alive. And why do we be out here holding on to things that don't fuel us, holding on when we could just so very simply move the fuck on, when we could just so very simply just choose that that's not something that we want to be as a part of our reality. Like, all right, I'm not going to accept that. I deserve better. I want better. I know that there's better out there, so I'm going to let go. And because this is the thing, nature abhors a vacuum. So a lot of times we be holding on to things and not allowing any space for new things to come in. Like, you have to move the fuck on sometimes, and, like, get rid of other things so you can energetically clear space for new things to come in. Like, it's simple. Like, I'm saying, like, things are going to flow from the point of highest density to the point of least density. Like, I like how we infuse science here with our spirituality. Like, it's a little bit of physics lesson in every card pull. Like, I'm saying, but seriously, because it's just energy dynamics, and everything is energy, and physics is just another way that we understand the energy of our reality. But nature abhors a vacuum. Sometimes we have to clear space, and we have to let things go in order for new things to come in. Like, and this also, connects to the message that we had earlier in the 3-minute riff. If you were joining us on TikTok, or if you happen to see the short from earlier, welcome. We're glad to have you here. But yeah, let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, let it go. What we still carrying it for? And that goes for anything. It goes for past experiences that you had. Like, you can't change those people, so what all you can do is do you, and stop sleeping on yourself before you miss some cool shit. Like, why you gotta make, why you have to let go, so you don't miss some cool shit. Because when you don't let go, you end up missing really cool shit. Because you're in a situation where it's like you think that that's the best thing that can happen, and it's like, no, it is time. I know that the comfort zone is very comfortable. It's very comfortable in the comfort zone. That's why, it's got the name. It's easy to just want to just rock out with what is and hope that it gets better, and do what you can to make it better, because it's like no one wants to roll the dice and end up with less. Like, I'm saying, nobody wants to break up with their partner and then now they can't find nobody, or now they can't, like, find nobody who is at least as good as that person, because everybody else, like, at least that person paid bills. Now the other people is doing all the stuff that the old person was doing, but they not even paying bills. Like, yeah, I understand that, like, nobody wants to go out here and quit their job and then hope they go and get a better job, and then they don't get it. Like, but trust, that's where trust comes in. That's where knowing that you are the shit, like, as from the first pool, you know what I'm saying? That's where knowing you are the shit comes in. Because if you know you're the shit, then you don't be scared that nothing better is going to come for you, because you know that the energy that you put out is also the energy that is reciprocated back to you. So it's like, nah, like, I'm the shit. There's no way that I'm not gonna get better. Like, there's no way that this is all that is for me. And when you come at life with that type of energy, you would be surprised at how you get rewarded. You would be surprised, honestly, at how you get rewarded. Like, one of the stories that I saw recently that made me realize that, and just about the power of believing in yourself, like against all logic and hope, was when I saw like Bobby Brown's story. Because like he really has had an incredible and amazing life, just being like a random chocolate bull from like Boston. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, not he's not the world's best singer, he's not the world's best dancer, but he decided that he was going to do that shit. He decided that he was going to do him. He was like, "You do you, I'ma do me." And even when they kicked this man out the group, he was like, "Oh, well, it's time to let go. Move the fuck on. I'ma just be Bobby Brown, the solo artist." Like, he didn't even like be like, "Oh, they kicked me out the group." Like, he was like, "Oh, nigga, I was too big for the group." Like, you know what I'm saying? Moved on, whole solo career, my prerogative. Now mind you, he kind of fumbled the bag after that, but like, some people don't even get to that level of anything ever in their lives. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I say that to say that there's something to be said for the power of belief. There's something to be said for knowing you're the shit and believing it against odds, and moving the fuck on when it's time to, when it's divine time to. I understand. It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday. Like, but you know, you take with you the memories to be your sunshine after the rain. Like, you know what I'm saying? But you still move the fuck on. You still gotta take them. You're still getting the fuck. You just take the memories. Like, you know what I'm saying? Um but yeah, like, that trauma, that generational trauma, you know, the time that somebody hurt you in the past and how you taking it out on a new person. Like, no, it's time to let all of that go, because you deserve joy, and you deserve better, and you deserve happiness, and you deserve to really embrace your passions and embrace your creativity. And yeah, you got to let go of fear in order to do that. What did we say in the last pool? You know what I'm saying? Like, hot as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Zone. You never be surprised how rewarding it can truly be. It can truly be. So let's see what energy is on the bottom of the deck. All right. I think we're gonna do just a pull from the Witch's Familiar deck, just to close us out energetically, to see if there's any lasting messages, and also because I need to be working on learning my runes, so you guys will be helping me as we go through. But yeah, so Witch's Familiar deck, just to close us out. Any themes or energies that we need to know or be aware of? It's such a little tiny deck. It's like so adorable because the cards are all tiny and it's like not a bunch of them, but they're very powerful. So let's see what we have. Okay, so Kanaz is the one that we have. So automatically, just based on the imagery of the card, we got some fire there, so that's like a lot of passion. But then we also have a book and an owl, which speaks very much to wisdom and to knowledge and to deep knowing. There's a moon right there kind of in the background, so it definitely speaks to kind of hidden things. But let's get the official runic meaning on our handy dandy little sheet here, if I can find it. Okay. Hey yo. So the first one is enlightenment. So of course I said that, it speaks to wisdom and so forth. But literally, guess what the second word on this joint is? Guess what the second word is? I'm gonna see. I'm gonna post it. Can you see it? Did you see it with the glare? The second word is creativity. And we said that this was like a little bit of a sacral chakra pool. And we've just been talking about doing you in terms of your creativity. And the card that popped out is literally the rune for creativity. So, like, enlightenment, creativity, skill, offspring, and learning. Yeah, I think that that is an excellent qualifying message, and I think that it definitely embodies some of the things that we were talking about in terms of enlightenment. Is just like, yeah, like, let that go. You can't ascend to higher levels of consciousness still holding on to old thought patterns and old belief patterns. So a lot of times when we're talking about letting things go, it is perceptions, old perceptions that we had, old ways of viewing things. um yeah, a lot of times it is, as much as it can be tangible things, like maybe you need to clean out your house and maybe you need to, like, do certain things. It can also be intangible things, like, that pain is holding you back from being your highest and greatest self. um Creativity, I think that that one, like, speaks for itself. Just do you because you're the shit. Skill, you're the shit. Yeah, skill, you're the shit. Like, you got the skills. It's in you. It's not on you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just do it in offspring. And that's part of the reason that we're doing it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Letting things go so that the next generation doesn't have to deal with them. Like we were talking about, healing those generational curses and stepping outside of our comfort zone, and, like, learning, because a lot of times we can't do better because we don't know any better. But once we know better, we can do better. And a lot of times we just, no one really taught us how to deal with the big emotional issues, and nobody really taught us how to do the process of healing. There's no, like, there are kind of instructions if you can, like, discern them from, like, the vague spiritual books and everything. But in terms of what, like, African Americans specifically went through in terms of, like, post-slavery, and then just, like, civil rights, and then just, like our own shit amongst each other, like, there's a lot of healing that has to take place with that. And a lot of it is just learning healthy mechanisms and healthy systems. But in order to do that, we first have to let go of the old ones, so that new paradigms and new perspectives can come to be, and we can learn those and learn and grow with them. Because it's all part of your passionate creative energy. Yeah, so I'm so, yo, like, this is like, yo, y'all don't understand, like, the part of me that really enjoys symmetry, and the part of me that knows that I just decided, like, something was like, oh no, we've been to shuffle the cards 4 times. So we shuffle the cards 4 times, and then the freaking creativity card comes out. Like, I couldn't have planned that if I tried. Like, if I had tried to get that card to come out, I couldn't have. And so, like, I just love how spirit moves and makes a way and really comes through to, like, reinforce and deliver these messages to us. Yeah, so Mm, I hope that you guys have enjoyed this reading. I have enjoyed doing it. I have enjoyed spending this time with y'all. It's only up for here. And, like, tell me whether you guys energetically prefer the readings where I do the Palo Santo, or if you energetically prefer the readings where I cleanse with the tuning fork. Technically, we could do both. We could do both. So, let let me know. Let me know. In my Aaliyah voice, but not my Aaliyah voice, because Aaliyah is saying infinitely better than that. But you know what I'm saying. Like, let me know. I want this to be interactive and, definitely a community that we are building. So like feel free to reach out and talk and like make requests and whatnot. If y'all like, hey Ema, we sick of this deck, we want to hear, messages from a different deck, like, hey Ema, energetically we feel like, these crystals would be, useful for whatever's going on. Like, I am open, folks. I am open. I'm here also to serve y'all. Like, as of right now, I don't make no money from this, so it's just a labor of love at this point in time. It's just something that I do because I really enjoy helping folks. I am, open for personal readings. So if you are interested in that, if you are in the New Orleans area, need, sea moss, elderberry syrup, hair care products, if you want to come and pull up on me at a performance, I do a little bit of music. Like, there are things, I'm saying, available to us if you guys would like to support in other means. Follow me on Instagram. That's at IMAHX, EmaX, across platforms, even on the Cash App. So if you guys want to tip and donate and bless me, I would very much appreciate it. But it's not necessary. Just having you guys like, share, subscribe, comment is enough. And just having you guys view, honestly, is enough. I understand what it's like if you don't have money for a reading. I understand what it's like if you don't, necessarily resonate well enough for it to subscribe. Like, hey, I've only done like, it's only like my third video here on YouTube. We've only done 2 daily pick a cards, like, I'm saying. So this is very much a new endeavor. And so, like, I understand if you guys need a little bit more time to feel me out and see if this is a place that you can feel resonates with you and where you feel like you can receive messages in guidance. But yeah, that's really just the goal. So yeah, tell me what you want. Tell me what you need. Tell me if this ain't good enough for you, baby. Tell me so I can, you know what I'm saying? So I can, hook it up. I'm Little Wayne Lollipop popped into my head and I was like, I am not finna, that's inappropriate for this message right now. But I guess we were talking about sacral chakra energy and we did not really touch on any of the sexual components. And I guess that's something that I will like feel my way more into. Maybe I'll pick like a like Friday or Saturday night to do like a little more of a risque thing, because we're all adults here. My videos are not made for children. I guess I could start doing like like a PG like kids pool. I'm not sure which deck I would use for that. Maybe like the healing energy. I don't know. Like, I don't know if like people are gonna be like cool with their kids like getting readings from like a moon witch oracle deck, like you're saying. I mean, but we live in an evolved time, where people's prejudices are like less. So who knows? But I say all that to say, yeah. As a Scorpio, I feel particularly tapped in, and some adult content is not the worst things, because I feel that that's an area where people probably definitely need a good amount of guidance, in terms of just sexuality, like feeling comfortable in their sexual energy. But if you go back and listen to the cards that we just had in terms of vulnerability is hot as fuck, and like you're the shit, and like just do you, because you can't change people, and like let go. Like, let go could be about inhibitions, and you're the shit could just be about like what you bring to the table, sexually, or like in the bedroom, or just physically, and just being comfortable with yourself in all of its facets. Vulnerability is hot as fuck could definitely pertain to like just intimacy in its true form always requires a certain degree of vulnerability. And a lot of times, if we are being vulnerable in spaces where it's not honored and not cherished, then that can kind of make us hesitant to do so. But in spaces where it is honored and where it is cherished, it can lead to just increased levels of intensity and knowing and understanding, which only deepens the connection and thus, heightens all of the other intangibles. um yeah, so the reading could also be interpreted through the lens of some of the more, ooh, you know body roll, sacral chakra energies, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I hope that you guys have an amazing evening. We're getting up on the time period where I'm gonna call it a day for this, but I think we're gonna try to do like a Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday cycle. We'll do like a talk about it Tuesdays. We'll do Thursday riffs and sexy Saturday, sacral Saturday, something sultry Saturday. Ooh, sultry Saturday. I like sultry as a word. Sassy. A lot of S words are like, ooh, spicy Saturday. Like I'm liking it. Like so maybe I'll do a poll and see. I'll do a poll across the platforms. I'll do a poll on TikTok, IG, and over here on the YouTubes, and you guys will tell me whether you like spicy Saturdays, sultry Saturdays, or or sexy Saturdays, or sexy, sassy. I don't know. I think I like sexy, sultry, or spicy. I think those might be my top three for what the Saturday show is going to be about. And yeah, we'll make that our 18 plus messages. That way we can kind of get into it a bit. People are always talking about like the YouTube restrictions, so I'm trying to see what the wiggle room is. I'm trying to I don't know. It might be certain elements of my chart, but I'm just like, what exactly are these limits? Let's test them. Like you're saying, like let's test them. Let's see exactly how far we can go before they're like, hey, now we said 18 plus, but you like this is like NC, like this is like TVMA. Like I don't know, I don't have any decks um that are particularly sexy, because I know that there are some decks that are like specifically freaky, but I have an excessively dirty mind, so I think if we ask the right questions, these decks will tell us exactly what we need to know. um and I'm trying to decide which deck I think would be best for that, but yeah, we'll let spirit decide that, because it might be different decks on a weekly basis. Sometimes the messages might want to come out super blunt like the rebel deck does, and we love the rebel deck in terms of its bluntness. Sometimes it might come out a little bit ethereal like the healing energy oracle. Sometimes it's going to be like moonology. So I'm really enjoying getting to know these decks, and I'm looking forward to decks in the future. Anybody needs links to spots to get awesome decks, just hit me up, and I'll send you like a link to the site where I got my decks, and everything was like really cheap. Excellent packaging, super durable, got here relatively quickly. I had just very little complaints about the whole experience. So yeah, I'm not mentioning it right here because they do not pay me to do so, and I'm not, going to be out here hooking them up with the free advertisement. But if you guys are interested, hit me up and I'll send you a link. But yeah, I hope that this has been enriching and enlightening for you. I hope that you guys are enjoying the growth of this channel and just its evolution and where we are going from here. I am very pleased with it, and like, yeah, sending you guys much love and positive vibes for your evening. Bless, bless.